So you want to transform your environmentally hazardous lawn into a rain-capturing, drought-tolerant, native plant paradise, eh? Great! Well, first, you need to evaluate your property and then create a design. To do that, it'll take about 2 hours, and you'll need some paper, a pencil, and a long tape measure. And before you know it, you'll go from this to this. Let's get started. First things first, let's measure the property and draw it out. Things to include are the overall dimensions, orientation with north arrow, buildings and structures, large landscape features like driveways, patios, and swimming pools, and large trees or shrubs. You can also find your house on Google Maps satellite view to help visualize the overhead view. Next, it's important to know where water flows on your property, where it comes from, how it moves around, where it stays, and where it leaves. First, let's start with the roof. We want to measure the dimensions of each portion of roof and mark where the water goes. This house has 6 downspouts that all lead underground. Draw arrows that indicate which way the water flows. If you don't have gutters, mark where the water sheets onto the lawn. Then do the same thing for the grade of your property. Draw arrows to indicate the direction water is moving, and note areas where it pools when it rains. Locate where rainwater eventually leaves your property. On this property, you'll see it's a simple grade that sends all water onto the street. As we make our plan, we'll first want to decide which vegetation we plan on keeping. Ideally, we're only keeping well-established plants that are native to this area to provide bugs, birds, and bees a better habitat. Now we want to observe the sun and shade areas. This will help us decide what to put where. Here at this site, the front yard pretty much gets full sun all day, especially in the summer months. This area on the side of the house is mostly shady. Okay, now that we know the lay of the land, let's find out what we're working with below the surface. If your soil doesn't drain well, it's a brick. It won't support healthy plants. So let's test it out and hope for a sponge. Okay, so we're gonna go into the middle of the lawn. It can be anywhere. We're gonna dig a hole about 12 inches wide, 8 inches deep, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna need my stunt double soon, guys. Guys? Yes! Now fill the hole with water and set your stopwatch. If it drains in less than 30 minutes, congrats, you have a delicious spongy soil. If it takes 30 to 60 minutes, you have some compaction. And if it takes more than 60 minutes, you have a brick. Your soil will need some extra love. And you might want to sheet mulch and let all the microbes and bugs dig down and loosen that soil for a few weeks before planting. If you don't do that, just get ready to use a pickaxe or a tiller to loosen up the soil. Now, beyond the density, it's good to know what kind of soil you have to help you know which plants to purchase. Here's a test to figure it out.
Okay, so to figure out your soil texture, you take some of your soil, slightly moist, and you squeeze it and try to make a ball out of it. If it sticks together like this is, it's going to be more on the clay side.
Okay.
If it falls apart and you can't make a ball out of it when it's moist, then you have sandy soil. But we want to see how much clay, so we're going to moisten it.
Dip the ball.
And then we're going to try to make a ribbon. And you squeeze it between your thumb and your finger, and you push gently, trying to make a ribbon.
Oh, okay.
So this is breaking off before we're getting to 2 inches, and that's pretty good. That means we have soil that isn't going to be too much clay.
Oh, good. Victory. Check out this link for the full test instructions. Okay, so it's been a little bit over an hour and we still have some water in here. So we know that it's not clay because we saw that in the texture test earlier, but there is a little bit of compacting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tear up this lawn, which is gonna be awesome, and we're gonna lay down all this mulch we have behind me. And that's actually gonna remediate the soil, meaning it's gonna break it up a little bit by letting all the little critters and life that's in there go down into the dirt and break it up just the way we want it. Did you know that there are cash incentives to convert your lawn? For example, LADWP has a program that offsets the cost of installing a sustainable landscape. Make sure you get approval before you break ground and check what's available in your area. Well, that was fun. Now that you've learned all about your land, make sure you stay tuned for the next video where we get serious about rain capture.